Hello, welcome to Glenna Girl Tarot. I'm Glenna, and this is my dry shampoo. I'm Glenna, and this is my tarot pocket of the internet. So as you can see, I'm traveling for work right now. So the setup is a little bit different today. Today we're gonna look at what to leave behind and what to embrace. Some real Eight of Cups energy, along, with a million other things. It's not exclusive to Eight of Cups. You might think of it as the Death card or the Chariot. We're definitely molting, you know what I mean? It's Cancer season, crabs shed their shell. So I want to look at what we're trying to leave behind and what we're trying to embrace. Oh, I'm not leaving her behind. She's something I embrace. And within that, let's explore protecting our energy. When there's big shifts, I think it's good to protect our energy. You know what I mean? Protecting your energy doesn't mean you won't engage in a difficult conversation with somebody. Don't use mental health as a shield from doing the work or talking about white supremacy or being anti-racist or apologizing when harm has been done and not centering your white feelings or victimizing yourself. That is not what we're talking about. It means you're not putting someone else's mental health above your own, right? It means don't engage with somebody just because it's what they need or want. If it's taking more from you than what you are receiving, no. Draw that mystical veil, protect yourself. Know what I mean? And it's this video is a little later because I wasn't in the space to make one before today. And so tending to that energy in yourself, tending to that life essence and that power source, I think is really crucial when things are changing. I would also like to add a disclaimer. These readings are general. They are not for one specific person. I'm not speaking directly to anyone. They are meant to be a general resource, and the things that resonate for you are only confirmation of your intuitive knowing, and it's meant as a garnish on that dish. It's not meant to be the whole meal. Yeah, take what works for you and leave the rest behind. On that note, I'm gonna get a pillow and I'll see you in your reading. Hello everybody, welcome to this reading. So the way this works, if you're new to pick a card readings, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tune in to your intuition, and then whichever pile you're drawn to, you're gonna go to the timestamps in the description box. You're gonna click on the group associated with that timestamp. So in group 1, we've got this polished rose quartz. And this is a Spanish Marseille tarot deck. Group 2, we've got this selenite chonk. I made the mistake of cleansing this in the Pacific Ocean because it was my first trip to the Pacific Ocean. But selenite can't really, you want to keep it away from water. It's too porous. But lesson learned, and I still love that it was there for that experience with me. And this is the Waite deck. And group 3 is the Lioness Oracle. Whoops. This is a great, you put a little tack, little putty tack, and it keeps the points protected. But this is smoky quartz. It's beautiful. So cool inside of there. But yeah. Okay, and just sit and meditate for a second. Breathe. connect to whatever makes you feel divine, and I will see you in your reading. Hey there, get your water, get your tea. I've got a smoothie. Welcome. If you're here, it's because your intuition led you to this polished rose quartz. Lovely. Talk about self-love. Nobody's brought that up yet. I did just now though. Back to business. Group 1. What do you need to embrace? Okay. Okay, honeys, honey bunnies. So we've got the 8 of Wands reversed coming up, the World, and King of Wands. The back of the deck, Wheel of Fortune, reversed, but upright, reversed, it's kind of like, it's a wheel. When is it upright? When is it reversed? That's science. I think it's time for you to embrace the things that are beyond your control. This 8 of Wands is just, in the reverse, it's like you've put out there what you can put out there. You've put it out there. The wands are in flight. They're in motion. You did it. Where they land isn't up to you right now. And this is sort of segueing. I don't know if you feel like ushered into an end of a cycle here. That's what I kind of feel like is coming from the World. Something's wrapping up. You can embrace it because you've got you. You know what I mean? Like, embrace this King of Wands that's like got agency over their life. Yeah, I want a clarifier for that. Also, like, relax your jaw. Like, stop clenching. Release, release, release. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to what you need to release. So far, it sounds like what you need to embrace is release. Take a deep breath too, okay? Interesting, okay. So the clarifier for the King of Wands that we're getting is the Hermit. Both of these figures have like a staff. And I feel like that's something keeping them tethered and grounded. Literally, oh my God, ground yourself. Like, literally get in touch with nature. Like, that's loud right now. Like, get on the earth. Get on the earth. Lay down on the earth. Walk your feet bare on the ground. I mean, like, if you're in the city like me, like, use caution. Whew. So I've got a feeling we're gonna be letting go of something. What are we letting go of? What does group 1 need to let go of here? Oh, okay, that's loud. What did I say? These grabby hands at like, at like every chance. It like, I don't say that with judgment. Like, I know that feeling of the grabby hands for like the sippy cup. Like, please, mommy, I want the cup. You don't have to take every opportunity that comes your way. Is that wild for you to hear? Then hear it again. You don't have to take every opportunity that comes your way. You don't. I think these two are chilling. These two are chilling and they know that. You know, the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, and Virgo is like attuning to one's own knowing, and it's like the outside world is still going on, but we're taking like a hermitage. We're like going in and it's like, what's the nugget of truth in here for me? Like the cord that kind of loops this all together. The lantern that can show just what's right in front of me. I'm not trying to see like 3 years down the road, 2 years down the road. I'm not even trying to see like next week. Or maybe you are. That's not an unreasonable amount of time. But the Hermit is just like, what is the lantern showing? What is that internal light showing you, and it's like it maybe isn't illuminating everything. And so can you sit with the right questions and no answers? It's incredibly, it's hard. It is that like child with his sippy cup, like no, but I spent all this time getting to this question. It's finally the right question, and like, what do you mean I don't get to have the answer yet? And it's like, you just don't. You just have to sit with it for a bit. Embrace that. Embrace giving it up. Give it up. Give up. Give it up. Give up those wands. Give up those cups. Like, let that book close on that kind of illusion of control. Ooh, yeah. Embrace that hermit, because you don't see this King of Wands. This King of Wands energy is so the opposite of those. When it's upright, right? It's like, it's the opposite of that, like, because if you're a King of Wands energy with that much fire and you're that grabby, no, thank you. No, thank you. No. Use that fire for good and for peace, and peace in yourself, and like cultivate that peace in yourself. You know what I mean? Like, the control over yourself is like a mirage. You know what I mean? It's like controlling these external things gives you a sense that it's like a sense of order, but like, let it be wild, like let it be unknown. Let yourself off the leash a little bit. Like, I had it and it's gone. Wow, we're really like, the thoughts are coming in fast. Just saying, I feel that energy of like, it's like there's like an electrical current running through you, and that's not a bad thing, but you need to ground it. If you're gonna be a conduit, you gotta take care of yourself so you don't burn up. Embracing Two of Wands. So if we're embracing Two of Wands, hello, it's like the King of Wands is still like, I'm still gonna take care of like these little parts of myself. Like, I'm not gonna forget it's not like I did this journey of the wands and I'm like, great, I made it. It's like, no, lessons are cyclical. We don't just stick them in our back pocket to sit on them. It's like, oh, the King of Wands is like, yes, these things I've learned and these tools I have, like, let me bring out my Two of Wands mindset now. You know, like the King of Wands isn't above doing that. And when I say King of Wands, I mean that energy. I mean the energy of King of Wands for anybody to step into. The energy of King of Wands is like, I like, ownership is what's coming to mind, like owning one's energy, but it's like also using it. It's using it. And Wands family is like at the service of themselves to be at service to others, but you know, it can't all be about service. Maybe you relax a little bit, you know what I mean? Relax a little bit and just dream on some possibilities. Just like take those two wands and you're like, okay, I've got these two wands, but maybe it's not time to start the fire yet. Maybe it's not time to start the fire yet. You know what I mean? Another two of Pentacles. So like another way to ground, you know, it's like get present. And by that, I mean mindful moments. The Hermit Tarot always says this, mindful moments, you know, because maybe you are somebody who gets lost in meditation. Maybe meditation is not for you. I totally honor that. It can sometimes, if you don't have like a tether like this lantern, like the Hermit has, it's like a cavern opens up and you just fall in. So I respect that. So can you find in these grounding moments, it's like, what are your feet grounded into? Like, are you somewhere that you can kick off your shoes and just like, what are your hands doing? Could you like bring yourself back into your body Like, notice your breath. Can you bring yourself back into your body of just like, oh, right, I have a body. I'm just having this body experience in a neat suit. Are you washing your hands and like arrive in that moment of like, the soap and the water, holy moly, it feels so good. What an experience. Are you washing your hair and just like
washing it, but like, oh wait,
could I really get in there and like oh, in the neck? Yep. Are you trying to learn something new? Are you trying to learn something new with your hands? Are you trying to play guitar? And can you be patient with your hands? Do you need a little patience with yourself? I think you do. I really think you do. I think you need a little patience with yourself because I feel amped. And I think that's where you're at too. Yeah, it's like, woo! It's like a live wire that like, plug into something. You know? Three of Wands is also on the back of the deck. So again, it's like keep that beginner's mindset. Don't ever be too good to know anything. And Temperance reversed. So you can be all of these things, right? That's the thing. It's like as you're hanging out in the Wheel of Fortune and you're like, when's it gonna turn again? Well, the important thing is not when it turns or how it turns. It's like, do you have like sturdy pillars in place for like no matter how it shakes out? Because Temperance is here to be like, for you to like alchemize these parts of yourself, right? And it's so like, it's for the sake of doing it. It's not for the sake it's not for the sake of appearing that way. It's not for the sake of appearing like regal, appearing like in control. It's for the sake of your soul. It's for your own sake. So like give up this control. You know, you can be energetic without being extreme. We can be extreme when we need to be, but we can't live in extremity, extremeness, extreme sports. We can't live there. And so like the temperance, tempering all of these parts of yourself, it's not about like taming. It's about the conduit. It's about where is that energy going for the sake of yourself. Yeah, dude. Okay, so like I am traveling, as I said, and so I didn't bring any of my oracle decks with me. So yesterday I decided to make one. And I'm gonna pull from it right now. It's a small and mighty 16 card deck just with things from my imagination. And I want this to help us understand how for you to ground and how to protect your energy while you do this. Okay, we've got honestly ghosts. And we've got fuck the music bros. These got a little gummy. I thought I could spray it with hairspray to set it. You know, like in art class when you'd use pastels and you'd spray it. Never take like a full creation of something and like just try something with it because I ruined it. I digress. Fuck the music bros. We're talking about how there are people out there who try to make something seem like it's not for everybody. And my best example of that is music. It's like music is for everyone. Music is for everyone. It's for all of us. And I get to learn about it in the way I want to learn about it. So yes, this very like 3 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, like beginner's mindset, open to learning. What are you doing with your hands? And like fuck anybody who's like gonna belittle you for being new at something. That is a judgment that they have placed on themselves and placing it on other people. See, this is what I mean. It's like this like impulse to control. It's like you can't control the people around you and you can't control how they see you. Honestly, King of Wands energy, I don't really think they care how they're being seen. So fuck the music bros. Fuck any gatekeeper that makes you feel like you're not allowed to do something. So protect your energy and your heart that way. Be kind to that part of yourself that's like a little afraid of judgment, and just know it's not about you. And honestly, ghosts, like, I think we're a little bit on autopilot here, and of the like the grasping at the Eight of Wands, wanting to control where they land. It's like the word, like, let that wrap up. This little ghosty is here, like, ooh, like, but don't you remember how, like, we like to grasp onto things and control it? Not anymore. No, we don't anymore, really. So embrace whatever's wrapping up. Embrace whatever's wrapping up. And I feel so energized. I feel like there's more that I need to tell you, but I really think like that's pretty like succinct. And I think you want it to be succinct. I think you got places to be and you don't have a lot of time to like sit, but I'm here to tell you, make more time to sit. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there and send you on your way. And thank you so much for coming by. If you are this energetic person that I'm sensing, I invite you to use that energy to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and put a little comment below about what this was like for you, or even just like throw an emoji, or like throw in a wild political opinion about something, like, so that people will argue with you and like get more comments on the video. But anyway, that's my invitation for you, among the many invitations from the cards here. And most of all, I hope this was of service to you, and I'm so grateful you were here and you let me read your cards. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Hello, welcome. Group 2, if you're here, it's because your intuition led you to this smoky quartz. Okay, group 2. Settling in. Woo, woo. Yeah, okay. Strong, I think. Holy moly. Gonna give it another shuffle. Okay. Let's start with, okay, so we've got embracing. 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, 4 of Wands reversed, 5 of Wands reversed. Back of the deck is the 7 of Pentacles. And on a whim, I picked up this card, which is Justice reversed. I was thinking about Justice card the other day in relation to where we're at in this pandemic. It's like when the pandemic happened, it's like 2 timelines split off, right? I don't know about you, but I know the momentum I had. I know the track I was on when the pandemic started. And like, I can sort of see where that version of Glenna is. Like, she's just off of, it's like double vision. It's like when I place myself in the past and I look to the future and I look to this time, I see where I am and I see the version that didn't live through a pandemic. It's like not so simple as that, but that's the best way I can put it. I see what this like alternate reality Glenna is doing, and it's clear to me, and yet it's just not. Whether or not it would be nice if it's true or not, it's not. It's not the truth. It's not the truth of what happened. It's not the truth for anybody. And so taking myself, my little eyeballs out of the past, putting them in the present, saying hi to that future self, and it's like, yeah, that would be nice, but that's not it. That would be so nice, but that's not it. It's not what's here. It's not what's present. Whew. And it's sitting with that is like a myriad of emotions, right? It's massive to sit with. Like, it feels like a weight on my chest. Like, what if, what could have been? And so, in embracing what is, like, take a look around at what is here. Because there's always something growing. There's always something growing. So what did pop up in your garden this year? Did you plant squash and you got rutabagas? Okay. Take a look at those rutabagas. I don't know like how that would happen. This is metaphorical, of course. But like, take stock of those rutabagas. Let out a little breath. Oh, okay. Well, like the tomatoes haven't ripened yet, but look, they're there. There's some tomatoes there. And aren't they so sweet? They're not ready to eat, but look how cute and green they are. Like, look at what did come up. And you know, I've seen, you know, like, are you a parent? And like, Lord, you probably got more time with your kid than you ever bargained for. But what did you learn about your kid in that time? And what did they learn about you? And there might have been, of course, I can pretty much assume, I think that there were some really, really hard times. But like, are you now better at communicating with your kid? Are you better at assessing what you need in order to show up for your kid? I think we're all really good at like asking people what they're comfortable with now. You know, it's like we didn't get what we thought we were gonna get, but what did we get? And I think that's here for you to embrace. And holy cow, the moon, of course. And so it's like the scary thing is like, okay, well, if I embrace what happened, I still don't know what's next. Like, sure, I can take a look around my garden and enjoy it, but like, what the fuck is next? What is next? I don't Well, I don't know what's next, but I do know that the point is joy. The point is joy.
We have to have joy to continue as a species. We have to have joy to continue on this earth.
But also, like, take care of the earth. That's another video. So, like, let's turn this Four of Wands up and, like, fucking celebrate your life. Fucking celebrate your life. Today is a special occasion. Go out dancing. Joy is the point. You might be like, who the fuck am I to enjoy anything when the world is the way it is? And it's like, I know. But are you going to solve it today? Doubt it. You're not, because it's too much of a mess. There's so many people in the kitchen, and we are always striving to be better for ourselves, for others. But get your mind out of thinking you can make sense of everything. The messiness is right here with the miracle too. The mess and the miracle coexist. It's a miracle that you're here and watching this. You lived through a pandemic. We lived through a pandemic. If you're here, if you're watching this, we lived through this together. That's a fucking miracle. And yes, everything is a fucking mess. It's messy. Life is messy. So embrace it and celebrate what you can. Celebrate what you can. Okay, baby cakes? Because like growth is also the point. Joy, growth, like being a little better than we were yesterday, like trying to grow through these lessons. Like maybe it's not your like vision, you know, the future self that you imagine. You aren't that person, but are you growing? What is, you know, again, what is growing in the garden? Are you growing? Seven of Pentacles says, yeah, we're always growing. And of course, what is popping up right now is not what will pop up in the future. And it's also not what popped up in the past. It's what's growing right now. And it feels uncertain, unstable, not steady. But guess what? Don't abandon that garden. Oh my gosh, don't you dare take a look around your garden and be like, oh my God, this is what's here. That's not the point. The like self-flagellation is not the point. The point is to say, whew, okay, here's my garden. And you know, maybe it's not, you know, this person that I imagined being here today is not here. I'm not gonna like, I can't pull her into this timeline. So what are the seeds I would like to plant now? What would I like to cultivate now? How would I like to till the soil now? What can I tenderly ask myself what I want to do. What can I'm picturing like a little fire. We've got a little fire going. And there's maybe all these judgments running around of people like looking at our fire because it's small and we're like afraid of the judgment. But what if we can just get to that center of ourselves and like warm our hands by that fire and say, yeah, this is what I've got going. Yeah, it is. It is what I've got going. Thank you. Like, it's okay to feel sheepish. Take care of the feelings that arise. But as they come up, like, don't use it as like to get like combative. You know, own any of the mess. Own it. And I don't mean in a way of like, that's your mess, clean it up. That's not what I mean. It's like, own this person that is here with you today because they got you through a really fucking hard time. And like, okay, well, the Empress reversed is like glaring at me from the bottom of the deck, so we'll get to that. But yeah, what I'll say about Empress reverse is that like all of these parts of your life that you find do feel good. The Empress energy invites us to be like, how good does that feel? Get specific. How good does that feel? Ooh, can you sit into the Empress energy and not worry about like a capitalist timeline, but like tune into your own divine timing? Because whatever isn't here, it's not here. And there's another timeline unfolding now. So what is the divine timing of that? I know it sounds a little like Pollyanna, but I just mean like you can't rush it. You can't just like yell at these to get bigger. It's pointless. So this is all the stuff you gotta embrace. So what do you, I can imagine what you need to let go of, but we'll also, like I said, we'll be looking at how to protect your energy because maybe you're feeling a little frazzled, a little fried. Okay. So this is all what group 2 needs to embrace. What should compost? This is all what group 2 needs to embrace. What do they need to compost? What do they need to release? What do they need to let go of? Okay, bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. We'll get there. 10 of Cups reversed. Don't assume anything. We'll get there. Ace of Pentacles reversed. 2 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles reversed. 4 of Cups reversed. Okay, so 10 of Cups reversed. Let's talk about 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is like the God-sized hole, right? I believe that's a slogan from AA. It's the God-sized hole. And it's similar to like 7 of Cups, like this energy of like more, I'm not enough. Not the 10 of Cups, it's like the cups are empty at the 10 of Cups. Did you know that? The point isn't to fill them. The point is to enjoy them. Ace of Pentacles reversed. I feel like it's like, no, but I wanted that seed. I wanted that seed though. And it's like, did you really look at the one you got though? Did you look at the one you got? Does it, because like you actually get to decide what the seed is now. Remember we said it's like I planted something and I got rutabagas. It's like, oh, well, did you think you planted something else because maybe you weren't looking at what was here? Maybe you weren't looking at what was here? Like, begin again. Begin again. 2 of Pentacles. You know, if we're leaving this behind, it's probably because you're doing it. Like, I just get the feeling you are somebody who's like juggling, literally juggling a lot right now. And let that be enough. Let that be enough. You're doing the best you can. However it's shaping up, you're doing your best. Thinking of that work-life balance, here's a little story. So there's this video of Baryshnikov doing these amazing fouettes, just like boom, 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 boom. A fouette is when like the leg swings out and it's like you come back down and then you go back out and you come back down and you go back out and you come, and he's just going. And then if you slow the video down, you can see that his balance, his body goes from one side to the other. And so the idea is that like there is no balance, there's just not falling over. See with that. There's no balance, there's just not falling over. You're doing your best. Don't. Hello? That was freaky. Hello? Poodle? Poodle? I think that was Poodle. I think it's Poodle. I think there's street cleaners and she's a little freaked out. Either that or there's like a wild raccoon in here. So stay tuned. Like you're balancing it because you're balancing it. We're always balancing. We're always not falling over. And maybe it tips one way or the other, but like there's just not falling over.
Leaving behind this King of Pentacles reversed.
Because we've got these powerful energies here coming up reversed. All of these really powerful, potent babies came up reversed. So, you know, I wonder if the invitation for this, it's like the rhythms of everyday life have been disrupted. And we can't know what the quote unquote new normal will be. But all we can do is like tend our garden, hope for the best, do our best, and prepare. And I'm picturing like a mountain. And just like, what is it to just be that mountain rather than trying to reach the summit? What is it to be the mountain? It's like, it's not something to conquer, it's something to be. And when we think about mountains, it's like people crawl on the mountain, seasons change on the mountain, snow comes, it melts, leaves spring and die, and it's still a mountain. These are all things happening on the mountain, but the mountain is still a mountain. So like, again, it's like whoever's like just out of your sight on the periphery of who you thought was going to be here in June 2021, timeless reading though, whatever it is that you're watching it, you're still you. You're still you. And it's okay if like, it's kind of like you have to get to know this person now. That's okay. But you're still you. And goodness me, let's leave behind grasping at things outside of ourselves. You know, 4 of Cups, it's like, this person doesn't need a 4th cup. They've got 3 right here. They're happy with their 3 cups. They don't need a 4th cup. This like capitalist idea of taking something as soon as it's presented to you, it comes from this idea of scarcity. And I think the only thing that perpetuates scarcity is the feeling of more scarceness. And of course, we are meant to feel that way. That's not an accident. It's not our fault for feeling that way. And there are enough resources on this earth, and it's because people hoard them that there are communities without and there are people without. So don't hoard. Don't hoard your resources. Don't leap at opportunities just because it looks like it's going to make you feel good, you know? Oh, and then this 10 of Wands. Goodness me, leave this behind. This, I mean, like, take a look. It's this person, this figure with like a bundle. So like take this bundle if you want it, but do you want all of it? I feel like you've got your hands full. You could drop 1 or 2 of the wands. You could delegate some of the wands. You know, like who's on your team that would like to pick up a wand for you? And it's hard because like, you know, if we think of family dynamics, it's like, child of 12, I'm going to entrust you to take out the garbage now. You can do that. We build a community here. We take care of each other. I trust you to take out the garbage. But if we're like, you know, if we're like living with roommates or living on our own, maybe it's not that kind of situation. But I think certainly like in interpersonal relationships, maybe we can take on somebody's wand and just take a look and like, oh, actually, that's not my wand. Here, you can have it back. You know what I mean? Okay, so in doing all of this, we want to protect your energy, right? And I, you know, because I'm traveling, I didn't have any of my Oracle decks with me, so I made my own yesterday. And it's a small and mighty 16 card deck. And we're just gonna look at, oh, look at this little thing. We're just gonna look at how to protect your energy. And a card popped out. Okay. This is the Let Your Heart Open Again. Yeah, dude, even as we're in this moon energy, and it sucks to feel in this moon energy. Like, I'm not here to like sugarcoat it for you. It can really feel unpleasant. We're like in a dark room and we're like, I don't trust my own eyes. What am I doing? And it feels entirely antithetical, but like soften into your heart and soothe the parts of you that are freaking out. Don't try to ignore them or like be better than them. Like, you're having the thoughts, you're having the emotions. Running away from them or suppressing them doesn't ever work. So like, let your heart open again. Isn't it exhausting? Oh, it's exhausting. And yet, here we are. We're still in these meat suits. We still must. Oh, and look at what's staring at me as I looked down. Hey, there is no arrival. Ooh, that's the King of Pentacles reversed. There's no arrival. Like, yes, this King of Pentacles is here and it's like decadent as fuck, you know, but like, there's no arrival. Leave behind that idea. There is no arrival. Okay? Okay. All right. I think that's where I'll leave you. Drink water. It's really hot out right now. I hope this video was of service to you. And if you feel called to, please like this video. Please comment something below if you want. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Join the 20 other subscribers right now. Join in on the fun. The fun has just begun. So anyways, thank you for being here and I love you and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello. If I had to take a little break, take breaks when you need a break. The light changed, so now this ring light feels brighter. That helps a little bit. Okay, how are you? How's it going? What brings you here today? That's Poodle. She's my best friend. So if you're here, it's because your intuition led you to this smoky quartz. And we've got the Lioness Oracle. Let's do it. What do you need to embrace? Group 3. What is it that you need to embrace? Group 3. Here to... Okay, we're starting out with embracing the Empress. Okay. All right. What a cool flavor. Start us out. Okay. What else do you need to embrace? Group three, group three. Something here. Uh-oh. Wow, what happened here? Something got stuck together. Wow, is this significant? The 7 of Swords was stuck to the 9 of Pentacles. So I kind of want to look at those two. Yeah, what a funky way to do it. We'll take it though. And it just happened, so we'll take it. But this means it's gonna do it forevermore. Okay. What is it that group 3? Oh. Okay. Okay, baby cakes. Let's look at this. What you gotta embrace. Starting us off, the Empress. The Empress. Like, what feels good about your life? What feels good about your life? You know, like, you know when you're eating like a really juicy piece of fruit and you're like, this is good. This is a great piece of fruit. Be with that fruit and be like, okay, what is it that tastes so good about it?
Oh, okay.
It's like very sensory and like sensual and like receiving that, like unabashedly, like in that energy of like, yes, of course this feels so good. We are all inherently worthy of that kind of like feeling good, like pleasure, you know what I mean? So embrace that. The 2 cards that were stuck together are friends, the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. The fact that it's like 7 of Swords going into 9 of Pentacles, it's like, it's almost like because the 7 of Swords is between the Empress and the 9 of Pentacles, it's almost as if like you're hanging on so tightly to these 9 Pentacles, right? Like, oh, this is what I've worked for. This is everything I've worked for. And you're looking back and you're like, oh, but what if I were more like that? You already are that. You are that. You are that. Just be in it. There's no like clutching or looking back that needs to be happening. You've got your 9 of Pentacles. They're there. You've got the Empress energy. It's there. Call it in and receive it. And like, easier said than done, right?
I'm like, just be the Empress.
And it's like, okay, but actually how does one do that? You know, I think it is. It's like, what feels good to you? What feels good to you? And give it to yourself. Just like, embrace something silly. It doesn't have to be so serious. It can be something silly. Have pizza in bed. Like, it's not so serious. I think I've had 3 different beverages throughout this video. This is currently cold brew with coconut water. Thank you, Jeff Waite. It's a garden apartment, so I keep hearing things on the street and it freaks me out because it sounds like they're inside. I need some more water. Yeah, and I feel like that's really backed up here by the 2 of Cups reversed, because we can preach self-love all the live long day. You know, Empress, embrace yourself, self-love, love yourself. But that entails embracing our ugly parts too, right? Because you don't get to just embrace the part, you don't just get to embrace the part that you like. You don't just get to embrace the part that you like. You gotta embrace the like messy parts too, right? The like self-love isn't just giving that cup to the part of you that you're like, yes, you go girl, you're killing it. I think we all do this where it's like, oh, but if I just was different in this way, if I just didn't do that thing, then you gotta turn around with that second cup, you know, give one to the cool girl, and then turn around and give one to the to the hot mess, you know? We all have got that part of us that we're like, oh, you gotta love that part too, and it doesn't mean it feels good.
It doesn't mean it feels great, but it's part of softening into yourself and loving yourself and changing the world.
And here's the thing, there's a nugget of you that knows this is true. It's here in the Ace of Swords reversed. There's a part of you that knows this is true, and so just let that little shift happen to get it to turn up right. Embrace that. Embrace that, whatever whisper that is in your brain, like embrace it. Embrace what's calling you to soften a little bit, you know, and embrace the siren call of the Empress. Okay. Because like that's how we come together. This is 3 of Cups reversed, and it's like the expectations that you have on yourself and the part of you that is like wants to punish a part of you. Would you ever treat your community or your friends that way? No, you would not. What we're leaving behind here? What are we leaving behind? Okay. Wow, 8 of Wands reversed again. Okay. And the Star reversed. Okay. 4 of Cups reversed. What the frack is going on? There's so many repeating cards, even though these are all different decks. The vibe is nigh. Okay. What else does group 3 need to leave behind? Release. The Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. And the 9 of Cups reversed. Oh, my baby babe. So much here. There's a little music outside. That's the cat. Yeah. She likes laying in my guitar case. It's very adorable. I love her. What do you think, Poodle? Oh, she's taking a bath. Excuse me. There are a lot of motifs in this deck of like, there are like suits of armor and stuff, but it's just interesting that the Knight of Pentacles came up beneath the Ace of Swords, you know, two armored individuals here, armored figures. And it's interesting that this is sticking into that. And that we've got the Chariot coming up as something to leave behind. So like, take off the armor before it suffocates you. There was an episode of Marc Maron's podcast when he had Brene Brown on. An unlikely duo, I feel. But they're very similar people, actually. And they really were like vibing. And they both like together like culminated this sentence of like, I'm wearing so much armor and it's going to kill me. There's now no other choice. I like have to do this work to soften and receive and love myself because like this armor will kill me. That's a bit extreme. Maybe you're not at that end of it, but like you might be on the path to that. Because like Chariot looks fire, you know, it's like we look at somebody in the Chariot and we're like, damn, they've got it all figured out. And like nobody has it figured out. If somebody's going through their whole life only ever looking like they have it figured out, I guarantee they're not growing. They've settled. They're scared. Like people go their whole lives inside of their Chariot. They never run towards the thing that scares them. And boy, don't you feel sad for those people. Don't you feel sad for the people that decide they're a big fish in a little pond and they never leave? So working backwards down this line of cards that came up, we've got, oh, I never like showed you what came up, but the other 3 cards we've got here, 8 of Wands reversed, the Star reversed, and 4 of Cups reversed. Back of the deck, we've got 9 of Cups reversed. As we dip into rest, don't let it harden you. Don't know where that came from, but the point of rest is not to avoid or numb. active rest. You know what I mean? And so like, it's either that or like with Star Reversed, it's like you have had a period of rest. And as you get out into this new, like, as you step out of that like restful cocoon time, you know, what are you bringing forth? What lesson are you bringing forth? Because if you're coming out of that rest to just be like, and now I'm off on my chariot, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Really decipher, really discern for yourself what is yours in this. What's yours? 4 of Cups reversed. What are those 3 cups? Because there's a 4th cup. This chariot's coming in as the 4th cup. It's like, hey, but don't you want to get back in your chariot and like get out of here and like look so good? And you got to be strong, baby. You got to be strong and say, no, because that's not a soul-led path for me. And if you're here watching this, I think you want a soul-led path. I think you do. I think you're like my heart. I think you're interested in tending to your heart. And like, it's so that we can tend to others too. And it's, you know, like, we get to exist, right? And like the only thing we can do for other people is like work on ourselves. But of course we're also meant to embrace and celebrate and be together. And it's like we need community. We need connectedness. We do need to connect to other people. And it's like, of course we should be okay on our own and we have to work on our own shit, but we're also meant to come together. 3 of Cups. We're meant to come together. We're not supposed to exist inside of a vacuum. And so in 9 of Cups, celebrate yourself, okay? Like, be proud. Be proud of this period of rest where you weren't, like, looking after all of these wands. You were like, they're flying. And, you know, we're leaving this behind. Be proud of that time that you took and mindfully, actively thank yourself for that. Expressing gratitude is so good for us, and getting specific is even better. You know, it's like maybe there isn't an external thing here to tell me X, Y, or Z, but I know for myself that I took some rest. I took a chance maybe on not grasping at opportunities here. And it makes me a better like community member. It makes me better when I come together with my people. And it's like we foster that for all when we foster it for ourselves. You know? Welcome people in. You're fun to hang around. You're fun to be with. Welcome it all. Welcome that love from yourself. You know, welcome that in. You're a treasure. You are. Find your people that also see that you're a treasure. Treasure yourself, of course, but dang, dude, having community where you're like, you're treasuring them and reflecting back like the things you love, and they're treasuring you and reflecting back the things they love. What a beautiful way to come back together after so much separation, you know? Ooh, that feels like a meal. That feels good to think about. Wow. Okay. Okay, so last but not least, as I said, I'm traveling for work. So I didn't bring any of my Oracle decks with me. So I made one. I made a small and mighty little Oracle deck. And I don't know what it's called yet, but we're gonna draw one right now. It's just 16 cards. It's a work in progress. But this is gonna be about how to protect your energy, because that is important. Okay. Honestly, ghosts popped out. Make of that what you will. I feel like I don't feel that as a vibe here, but this is for somebody out there. Honestly, ghosts. And just a living nightmare. Kind of a similar vibe of ghosts. This one I created with the intention, though, of like, a living nightmare nightmares can't hurt you. So like, if you feel like you're living in a nightmare, can it really hurt you though? Like, is it maybe there's you know, use your discernment. But this is like, can you confront it a little bit? Maybe it's not so scary. I just love this little monster I drew. I'm gonna celebrate myself in that way. I love this little monster I drew. I love this deck I made, and so I wanted to share it with you. Also, this is bottom of the deck energy. Start somewhere, okay? Just start somewhere. Yeah. Should I draw one more because I love this deck so much? 16 cards right now, but we're in development. If I draw one more card, it's like a quarter of this deck, but we're doing it. There are 2 wolves in you, and the 3 of us are very embarrassed. Yeah, it's more of that like 2 of cups. Like, be nice to that part of yourself that you're trying to forsake. That is where I will leave you. I will send you on your way with that. I hope this was of service to you. Please, if you feel called, like, subscribe. There are 20 subscribers right now. Come and join us. And as always, I love you. And see you next time. Bye-bye.